The Trump administration is set to execute its 13th and final federal inmate Friday, brushing off his innocence claims and recent coronavirus diagnosis to cap a stunning and record-breaking execution spree. Barring any last-minute action by the Supreme Court, 48-year-old Dustin Higgs will be put to death Friday evening at the Federal Correctional Complex in Indiana. He would be the third federal inmate to die this week, following the executions of drug trafficker Corey Johnson on Thursday night and Lisa Montgomery early Wednesday morning. Higgs was sentenced to death in 2000 for the kidnapping and murder of three women, Tamika Black, 19, Tangi Jackson, 21, and Mission Chin, 23. Prosecutors said the former Maryland resident ordered a friend to kill the victims in January 1996 because one of them had rejected his sexual advances. The inmate insists to this day that he's innocent and never told his co-defendant to murder the women. This 2015 photo provided by Sean Nolan, Chief, Capitol Habeas Unit Community Federal Defender Office for the Eastern District of Pennsylvania, shows Dustin Higgs at the federal prison in Terre Haute, Indiana. AP, "I'm currently sitting on death row for a crime I didn't commit," he said in a statement posted on a website created by his advocates. "I wonder if it's that I'm not yelling loud enough, or is it that the blatant miscarriage of justice of me being killed for a crime I'm certainly innocent of really doesn't matter." The man who fatally shot the three victims was not given the death penalty. Higgs' scheduled execution was briefly halted this week because of his COVID-19 diagnosis. Lawyers for him and Johnson, who also contracted the virus, argue that the lethal injections used by the Justice Department would cause fluid to rush into their damaged lungs and spark a sensation of drowning, essentially constituting torture. The stays of execution were later vacated, and the Supreme Court denied a last-minute appeal Thursday night. An Associated Press reporter who witnessed Johnson's execution said there were no obvious signs that he ever experienced pain. This week's federal executions are part of the Justice Department's controversial race to execute federal prisoners before death penalty opponent Joe Biden is sworn into office next week. The Trump administration has executed the most federal inmates under any president since Franklin Roosevelt, and it did so in just 7 months, not 8 years. Former Attorney General Bill Barr resumed the practice in July after a 17-year hiatus. The number of inmates put to death by the Trump administration is already higher than the previous 6 decades combined. Federal authorities say Higgs already exhausted his legal challenges long ago. His convictions and 9 death sentences were affirmed on appeal about 17 years ago, and another round of collateral challenges failed about 8 years ago. An online petition claiming Higgs was wrongly convicted has drawn nearly 1.